Sign conventions of spherical mirrors. This is to be followed while solving problems. In all our problems, we are going to take that the object is placed at the left and the mirror is placed at the right first. Second point, all distances are measured from the pole of the mirror. All distances are measured from the pole of the mirror. So if you're measuring this side, you have to measure from the pole. If you're measuring this side, also you have to measure from the pole. See, if the object is to the left, that means incident ray is in this direction, correct? All distances measured in the direction of incident ray, from the pole in the direction of incident ray, positive. All distances measured against the direction of incident ray, ulta of the direction of incident ray, it's negative. All distances measured above the principal axis, positive. All distances, heights, not distances, all heights measured above the principal axis, positive. All heights measured below the principal axis, negative. Oh ma'am, how to remember this? This is positive, this is positive, negative. Nothing to worry, it is normal like how you draw your graph, Cartesian graph. What is it? Positive, positive, negative, negative. See, exactly same. Here in the origin is, the pole is acting like the origin. That's all. Ditto. So let me repeat, object is placed at the left, a mirror is placed at the right. Point number 2, all distances are measured from the pole of the mirror. Distances measured in the direction of the incident ray is positive. Distances measured against the direction of incident ray is negative. Heights measured above the principal axis positive and heights measured below the principal axis negative. That's all you need to know. This is a concave mirror, this is a convex mirror. See, object will be placed to the left, direction of incident ray. Now, okay, you don't need this, you can do it directly. If I am measuring focal length is distance between pole and focus. All distances are measured from the pole. I am going to the left. Positive or negative? Negative. Focal length is negative. Radius of curvature between C and P. All distances are measured from P to C. You're going to the left. Radius of curvature is also negative. See here. From pole I am going to F. I am going to the right. We know that this is positive, negative, positive, negative. So it's going to the right. What is it? What is it? Positive. Focal length is positive. Radius same, negative. So the focal length and the radius is negative for a concave mirror and the focal length and radius is positive for a convex mirror. It's positive for a convex mirror. So we have a formula, no derivation, just a formula given. It's called the mirror formula. The formula is given as 1 by F is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. What is F? Focal length. What is V? Image distance. What is U? Object distance. You have to follow the sign convention while substituting. Okay? Next topic, magnification. Magnification is given by M is equal to Hi by H naught. Hi height of image, H naught height of object. Magnification is defined as the ratio of height of image to height of object. How does this make sense? Understand this. If this is a mirror and this is my height of the object, let's say it's 1, and let's say an enlarged image is formed, virtual and erect, let's say it's 5 centimeters. So what will happen to the ratio? M is equal to Hi, this is the image, dotted, plus 5, yes, divided by plus 1, agreed? So I am getting positive 5. Positive means virtual and erect. 5 means enlarged. That means the number is greater than 1. Height of image is more than height of object. Numerator is greater than denominator. That means it is enlarged. Now, let's take diminished case. If the object is beyond C, you got image like the small one, correct? Let's say this is 2 and this is 1. What will be magnification? Height of image, it's negative downwards. Sign convention, positive, negative, positive, negative, it's downwards. So height of image minus 1, divide by object 2, minus 1 by 2. Minus indicates real and inverted, and half is less than 1 indicates diminished. You don't have to by heart so much. This is how understanding comes. I'll just teach you the shortcut here. You can note it down. No need to do all this. Take down. Magnification definition over. Magnification is also given by this. M equals minus V by U. The other point that you need to note about magnification is, in magnification, you will get two things. One is the sign, positive or negative, and one is a number. If the sign is positive, it means that the image is virtual and erect. If the sign is negative, it means that the image is real and inverted. If the number is less than 1, then it is a diminished image. If the number is equal to 1, then the image is same size. If the number is greater than 1, then the image is enlarged. So now let me take an example. M is equal to minus 2. Minus 2 is less than 1, correct? So you will tell me answer is diminished. Wrong. In magnification, you are supposed to see the sign separately and the number separately. Not just in magnification, in all physics, these numericals, signs have different meanings. Sign does not mean that the number is smaller. Minus 2 is less than 1, don't see it like that. See the sign separately, the number separately. Minus sign indicates that it is real and inverted. 2 indicates that it is enlarged. So the image is real and inverted and enlarged. Okay? Now, remember in the starting for plane mirror, I told you plane mirrors have magnification plus 1. Why? In plane mirrors, you see your image as virtual and erect. The plus indicates virtual and erect. The 1 indicates same size. We also saw we have same size. This is how we get M equals plus 1 for plane mirrors. I hope this is clear until now. Steps to solve problems. See, these are not actually recommended steps. You won't find it in any book. I have just summed it up because students get confused. You can use the steps. You will always get the answer. Even if you use some other steps, no problem if you get the same answer. But this is a good technique. You won't go wrong. So what do we do first? Only if radius is given, find f. F meaning small f, focal length. See, sometimes radius won't be given, directly f will be given. Then you can skip this step. That's why I said if radius is given, find f. Point number 2, use 1 by f is equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u. What is this? Mirror formula. Use mirror formula to get position of image. That means to get v or u. To get position of image. Next, use m equals minus v by u to find the nature and size of the image. How? Once you get the value of m, plus and minus will give you nature, and m value, the magnitude will give you the size. Correct? Greater than 1, less than 1, equal to 1. You will see when we do problems. Only if h naught is given, then use m equals hi by h naught to find the height of the image. If h naught is not given, please skip the last step. H naught or hi, anything. It is interchangeable. If h naught is given, find hi. If hi is given, find h naught. So one of the h's is given, you will use the last step. Otherwise, this is the process we will follow from now on. I will be following this in the problems. Neatly, we will do step by step, and let's see how it goes. Example 10.1. A convex mirror is used as a rear view mirror on an automobile, has a radius of curvature of 3 meters. They are given radius of curvature is 3 meters. Is it plus 3 or minus 3? It's a convex mirror. For convex mirrors, radius and focal length is positive. So plus 3. If a bus is located at 5 meters from the mirror, first we'll draw the rough diagram. So this is the pole, focus, center of curvature. Bus is located 5 meters from the mirror. So they've given this is 5. Find the position, nature and size of the image. So they've given object distance. U is the object distance. U is 5. Is it plus 5 or minus 5? See, it's going from here to here. Left side, this side is negative. So minus 5 meters. Position means what? V. Nature and size comes with M. Suppose HI or H0 is given, you have to find. There is no H given here, so we don't have to do the last step. Let us try how to do this now. What's the first step in the problems I gave you? The first step in the problems tells us that if R is given, find F. So R is equal to 2F. 3 is equal to 2F. F is equal to 3 by 2 meters. You can also write it as 1.5 meters. Now, next formula is what? Next is what? Use the mirror formula. Using mirror formula, 1 by F is equal to 1 by U plus 1 by V. 1 by 3 by 2. You can substitute decimal. I will use fractions. 1 by U. U given is minus 5 plus 1 by V. 1 by 3 by 2. 2 will go up. 2 by 3 is equal to minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by V. Send the minus 1 by 5 this side. 1 by V is equal to 2 by 3. Minus 1 by 5 come this side, become plus 1 by 5. Take the LCM. 1 by V, 15. Multiply and divide with 5, so it becomes 10. Multiply and divide with 3. So you get 1 by V is equal to 13 by 15. I don't want 1 by V, I want V. V is equal to 15 by 13. You have to always find your answers in decimals for physics problems. Final 2 decimals. So divide it and tell me how much do you get. Check it out. So you get 1.15 meters. It's positive. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct because it's a convex mirror. You will find a virtual and erect image. This length is positive, correct? Okay, anyway, so we got the value of V. We got the position. Let us now find the nature and size. How do you find the nature and size? M is equal to, what's the third point? Use M equals minus V by U. M is equal to minus, what is V? Please use the fraction. 15 by 13 divided by U. What is U? Minus 5. Minus minus cancels. 15 by 13 into 5. 1s are 3s are. 3 divided by 13. How much is that divided? You'll get plus 0.23. So now let us do the conclusion. What will be my conclusion? Let's take this. Okay. What is the conclusion? The image is formed. The image is formed 1.15 meters behind the mirror. First point. This is the position we are talking about. Next, you have to talk about the nature and size. First, nature. Positive, magnification is positive means virtual and erect. The image is virtual and erect. Write it in words. Next, size. 0.23. Is it less than 1, greater than 1 or equal to 1? Less than 1. Less than 1 means diminished. So, you can say the image is diminished. The image is diminished by a factor of 0.23. The image is diminished by a factor of 0.23. So, these will be your position, nature and size, and the problem is over. Example 10.2. An object 4 centimeters inside. Object height is given. H0 is 4 centimeters. So you have to do the fourth point of your problem because H is given. An object 4 centimeters in size is placed 25 centimeters in front of a concave mirror of focal length 15 centimeters. So we have a concave mirror. This is P. You have F. You have C. 15 centimeters. So what is this? 30 centimeters. Object is placed 25 centimeters from the concave mirror. So somewhere in between here, 15 and 30. So this is 25. So what is the object distance? Plus 25 or minus 25? You should measure from the pole and go here. Pole and go, it's going to the left. 25 minus 25 centimeters. What about the focal length? Focal length of a concave mirror is negative y. Because we're going from pole to focal, left side again, minus 15 centimeters. At what distance from the mirror should a screen be placed? Please observe, screen means what? Screen is placed only when image is real and inverted. So they're giving you a hint in this question. They're telling you should get answer as real and inverted. Okay? If you don't recognize also, it's no problem. But you should observe the words. Sometimes you get the answer in the question only. Here you understood it's real and inverted. Okay, anyway, screen be placed in order to obtain a sharp image. Where should we place the screen? That means where is V? Find the nature and the size of the image. Nature and size means magnification, correct? And size of the image. So you have to find size of the image, one extra step if H0 is given. So you have to find Hi also after this because H0 is given. If H0 is not given, you stop at M. Okay. So now let's start the problem. First step, if R is given, find F. No R is given, F is already given, skip first step. Second step, use the mirror formula to find the position. 1 by F is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. 1 by F, 1 by minus 15 is equal to 1 by V. V is what we want, plus 1 by U. U is minus 25. Minus 1 by 15 is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by 25. This minus 1 by 25 comes this side. If this minus 1 by 25 comes this side, what happens? Minus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 25 is equal to 1 by V. So now you have to take the LCM of 15 and 25. What is the LCM of 15 and 25? 75, you can check it out. So multiply and divide with 3. Here what will it be? 15 watts are 75? 5s are. So minus 5. I hope the LCM is not an issue. It's equal to 1 by V. Minus 5 plus 3 minus 2. Minus 2 by 25 is equal to 1 by V. I don't want 1 by V, I want V. V is equal to minus 25 by 2 or minus 12.5 centimeters. So LCM of 15 and 25 is 75. Multiply and divide with 5 and here you multiply and divide with 3. Minus 2 by 75. I want V, I don't want 1 by V. So take reciprocal on both sides. Minus 75 by 2 is equal to V. So what is V? Minus 37.5 centimeters. We found the value of V. What is the next step? The next step is to find M equals minus V by U. See the steps of the problems. So now when we do M is equal to minus V by U. M is equal to minus. Please use fractions. Decimals become problem. One step before. Minus 75 by 2. And what was U? Value of U was minus 25. Yes? Minus into minus plus 75 by 2 divided by minus 25. Minus 75 by 2 into 25. 25 ones are 25. 25 3s are 75. Minus 3 by 2 or minus 1.5. M has no unit. Please don't write any unit because it's a ratio. It's a ratio of distance by distance. Cancels. Centimeter, centimeter cancels. No, there is no unit for M. I hope that's clear. So you got M as minus 1.5. So now we know M, but now since H0 is given, you have to find Hi also. H0 given is 4 centimeters. So M is equal to Hi by H0. Please use the fraction minus 3 by 2. Minus 3 by 2 is equal to Hi by 4. Minus 3 into 4 by 2 is equal to HI. 2 ones are 2 twos are. HI is equal to minus 6 centimeters. Correct. Why is the negative sign there? It's a real and inverted image. So the image will be downwards. Downwards means height is negative. Okay. So now we have V, we have everything. What will be our conclusion statement? Let's write the conclusion. Starting from here. Okay. So what will be the first statement? First statement, we talk about the position. The image is formed 37.5 centimeters. You tell me whether it's in front of the mirror or behind the mirror. This is the pole. If it's minus, it's this side. That means in front of the mirror. So write on, the image is formed 37.5 centimeters in front of the mirror. Next. Magnification, it's negative. So the nature of the image is real and inverted. And is it larger or diminished or smaller? It is larger because it's greater than 1. And it is enlarged by a factor of 1.5. Point number 2. Point number 3. The height of the image is found to be 6 centimeters. Ignore the negative sign because that just shows it's real and inverted, and we have already stated that in point 2. Okay, so I hope you got the conclusion. If you didn't, please rewind the video a little. See the words, write it down. Page 171, question 1. Find the focal length of a convex mirror whose radius of curvature given is 32 centimeters. Radius is given as 32. It's a convex mirror, so radius is positive. We know that R is equal to 2F. 32 is equal to 2 into F. What is F? 16 centimeters. So, a concave mirror produces 3 times magnified real image of an object placed. See, magnification is given as 3 times magnified. Real image means plus or minus? Minus. So M is minus 3. Of an object placed 10 centimeters in front of it. This is a concave mirror. Object is placed 10 centimeters in front of it. Plus or minus 10? Minus 10. U is always negative. If you observe, U is always negative. Where is the image located? You have only M and U. You don't have F. You don't have anything. You don't have to follow the steps. It's direct 1 mark question. M equals minus V by U. M is minus 3 minus V divided by minus 10. Minus minus cancel, send the 10 up. V is equal to minus 30 centimeters. Image is located 30 centimeters in front of the mirror. That's all. Moving to the next topic, refraction. See this picture over here. It is a straight pencil kept in a beaker of water. But the pencil appears broken or bent here. Why? But if I remove the pencil, it's fine. But if I put it in water, it appears bent or broken. What is happening? Before we understand how that comes, we'll go step by step. We will reach there slowly. See here. Assume this is air. Okay? And this is water. Now if you are walking, you have to cross, let's say this is the road, there's only air here, you're crossing this channel. You have been given 5 seconds to cross. You have to take 5 seconds to cross the channel. You took 5 seconds to cross it and you took this path, you reached in 5 seconds. Now this is water. There is water here. Here also you are given 5 seconds only. But see, this is also 10 meters, this is also 10 meters. Distance doesn't matter, but okay. The channel length is the same. Now I have put you in water and I have told you, you have 5 seconds. Cross the channel. Will you take the same long path that you took here, or will you take a shorter path, and why? See, if you take the same long path, you need more than 5 seconds because now water is more heavy. It's more difficult for you to walk in water. So, you will choose a shorter path. Agreed? So, what did you do? You bent. You changed your path. Original path was like this. What did you do? You changed your path. It bent. There is a deviation in the path. You deviated. Same thing happens to light. When light travels from air to water or any kind of medium, what happens? Refraction of light. The phenomena of bending of light or the deviation in the path of light when it travels from one medium to another is called refraction. Now, why does refraction happen? Why did you change your path of light? Why did you change your path of moving? Because your speed is different in air, your speed is different in water. Same way for light also, speed. Reason? So we finished the definition. Now what is the cause for refraction? Right, the cause? The cause is because light has different speeds in different medium. Light has different speed in different medium. Therefore it bends just like how you did. Now the question is, how does it bend? Why does it bend this side? Why not this side? That we will understand now. How does it bend? See, if this is the surface, there is air here and there is water here. The surface where one side is air and one side is water, or any other, meaning one side is medium 1, one side is medium 2, such a surface is called, this line is called interface. Is the interface between air and water. I am only giving you an example of air and water. Actually you should say this is a rarer medium and this is a denser medium. Okay, rarer medium example air, denser medium example water. So water is denser than air. Agreed? Yes. So now let us assume there is a light ray coming. So this is the point of incidence. At the point of incidence, draw a normal as usual. If it was reflection, the light ray would go back. But this is not reflection, this is refraction. The light ray will continue to go down, but it will bend. Light ray had to go like this itself. But it's going from rarer medium to denser medium. It bends towards the normal. It bends towards the normal. This is the incident ray. This is the refracted ray. This is the normal. Angle between incident ray and normal, angle of incidence. Angle between refracted ray and normal, angle of refraction. I hope it's clear till here. So what happens if it's going from denser to rarer? So now this is a denser medium and this is a rarer medium. Denser medium example, water to air. Okay. Now if it is going from water to air, let's say there's a light ray here. This is the incident ray. At the point of incidence, draw a normal. So the ray had to travel like this, but it's going to a rarer medium. It will go away from the normal. It will go away from the normal. It will bend away. Angle between incident ray and normal, angle of incidence. Angle between refracted ray and normal, angle of refraction. You can observe in rarer to denser case, angle I is greater than angle R. In this case, angle I is less than angle R. So you have understood the two cases. For both of these cases, we have a small exception. If we have the interface here, air, water or water, air, anything. So medium 1 and medium 2, they both have different densities. If there is a light ray coming along the normal, that means the incident ray, if I draw normal on this, it is this one. What is the angle of incidence? 0. When the angle of incidence is 0, it's called normal incidence. That means the ray is normally incident. Such a case is called normally incidence. Normal incidence. Incidence. Then the ray goes undeviated. It goes straight down. Even though the mediums are rarer to denser, denser to rarer. So the ray bends here. The ray bends here. The ray does not bend here if it is for normal incidence. For normal incidence, the ray does not bend. I hope this much is clear. No bending for the last case, even though one is rarer, one is denser. You need to observe that refraction, the bending, occurs only at one point, at the surface. At the surface. At the surface. Does it occur inside the water? No. Does it occur in the air? No. Does it occur in the water or in the air? No. only at the surface. So therefore, refraction is a surface phenomena. They can ask you, refraction is a dash phenomena. Answer is surface phenomena. That means it occurs at the surface or at the interface of the two mediums. Effects of refraction, applications of refraction. Where do we see such things? If you put a coin in a bucket of water, you will see that the coin appears to be raised. How? Observe this. Let's say we have a beaker and we have the coin actually here. It's at the bottom of the tank. But it will appear to be raised. Why? This is water, okay? If we have a ray going here, it's going from water to air, denser to rarer. But it is normal incidence. If I draw a normal here, it is this only. So there is no deviation for normal incidence. It continues to go like this only. Next, if there is a ray coming like this, it's going from denser medium to rarer medium. It will move away from the normal. So now at this particular point, draw a normal. The ray had to go like this, but now it will move away from the normal. You will be standing here, it will enter your eye. So what will you see? You will feel that the coin is over here. Is the coin over here? No, but it appears to be raised. So when you see a bucket from, if you see try to see the coin from the side, you will find it to appear to be raised. If you want to see exact location, you should be exactly 90 degrees above it because there is no deviation for it. So I hope you understood what I said. The coin appears to be raised. This is the same thing that appears in aquarium tanks where there are stones kept at the bottom, but if you look from the side and all, you'll feel the stones are raised. The bottom of the tank is raised. Why? Same reason. Here the stone, this bottom of the tank appears to be raised. The same example is also seen in when a paperweight is kept on printed letters. Glass is kept on printed letters. If you see through the glass, you'll feel that the letters are floating in the glass. It's there inside the glass. It appears to be raised. Same reason. We look into some more examples. So I started off this topic refraction by showing you the picture in which the pencil was bent. It's time to learn how it appeared bent. So if I have a glass over here filled with water, and let's say we have a pencil here. This is how the pencil actually is. We will do only for one point in the pencil. It happens to every point there. So if there is a ray coming at normal incidence, since this is normal is coinciding, the ray will go undeviated. It will continue like that only. Now, if the ray is bent, that means there is some angle of incidence. It's going from water to air, denser to rarer. So if the light is going from denser to rarer, the ray moves away from the normal. So now the ray had to go like this, but now this is the normal. It will go away from the normal. It will go bending. So now if you are standing here and observing this, you will feel that the ray is coming from this point. So what has happened now? This bottom of the pencil will go there. So every point on this pencil gets raised up and the pencil appears bent. So you will be seeing this actual pencil, and here you will be seeing the image of the pencil. So the pencil appears bent. Is it really bent? No, the pencil is actually this only, but you are seeing this white portion. This white portion here is what you are seeing. So it appears to be bent to your eye. This is the same reason a tall person in a swimming pool or any person in a swimming pool, if their legs are in water, their legs appear shorter to a person standing out. See, this pencil became shorter. Same reason, a person appears shorter in a swimming pool, or a person's legs appear shorter in a swimming pool. Another application of refraction is line kept in water when viewed on the outside appears bigger. Why? Because every point of the line gets refracted. So this point will come up, this point will come, so it will get raised. So what happened? The line appears bigger. Few points to remember or points to note before we go to the next topic. See, when I have a light ray coming from a rarer medium to a denser medium, let's say the light ray is coming like this. The light ray had to go like this, but now it is bending. Should it bend this much or should it bend this much? How do we know how much should it bend? The extent of bending, how much should it bend, or the extent of bending, how do we know? It is dependent on the quantity called refractive index. The exact definition we'll learn in the later section, but for now understand, the extent in the change in the direction of the light ray in a given pair of media is called refractive index. How much extent of change should be there? That is only a refractive index. Exact calculation and definition we will learn. Higher the refractive index, more the bending. Okay? What is this refractive index dependent on? We spoke about something called as rarer and denser medium. That's nothing but something known as optical density. Density, how dense is the medium for light? Optical light. Okay, so optical density is the ability of the medium to refract light. It only decides how the refraction of the light. Higher the optical density, that means more is the refractive index. More is the refractive index, more is the bending. Ma'am, is optical density same as mass density? In 99% of the case, 90% of the cases, you feel, okay, water is denser than air for me, correct? Mass wise. So even optically, it's denser, but this is not true. Optical density and mass density are little different quantities. For example, you can take kerosene. You will see in the later section, we will discuss this again. Kerosene has lesser mass density than water, but its optical density is more than water. That means if I put light ray in kerosene and water, it will bend more in kerosene, even though kerosene is lighter. Lighter meaning light in weight, mass density wise is lighter. So mass density and optical density are not same quantities. Keep that in mind. So I hope you understood why we need something called refractive index, because we want to see how much it bends. More the refractive index, more the bending. That is dependent on something called as optical density. This optical density also, higher the density, more the refractive index, more the refractive index, more the bending. This part is important.